What's up, everybody? Furin here, and we have today the first of our 1v1s for the end of the season. Unfortunately, we ended in the rank 30s due to getting third place in our last siege, so we did not make tourney, but we still have our consolation prize of fun 1 vs 1s siege content. So we're going to go into this first MST with a Mirne Lucian, get one win out of the way. We kill everything except for the Shina, and we're able to bruiser that down with the Mirne and the Tian. Next, we're going to go into this Carcano Beta Fuki. A little bit of an interesting comp. We saw this a little bit right when Fuki was like more meta. I'm taking in my Carcano, Chloe, and Windy here. Main idea is that the Windy is able to tank both the Fuki and the Carcano pretty effectively as long as the defense break doesn't stray from the Windy. And then we have a Carcano on Destroy just in case to take out these units kind of one by one. We're going for the beta first because it has that revive and that immunity, which can stall out this match. We put plus damage delta on Dark because as soon as we kill this first unit, this should be pretty over. And it's also interesting to see this Vuki with the beta going down here and the shield and the invincibility put up from the Chloe. This Vuki is just kind of just killing itself and not not sustaining itself at all. And so we're able to take that out and kill off this Carcano as soon as our units move again. And Chloe's decided that she doesn't want to wait. She's going to slap him down, and that's the end of our second attack. We're going to go ahead and hit this LD tower with the Sylvia, Iris, and Savannah. We're taking in our dog rat gun. This is my new favorite comp name to say. But we have the Swift Raccoony, the full rage, full damage, slow Covenant. And the idea here is that if we take out this Iris, then our Raccoony plus our Commune should be able to 2v1 this Sylvia and the Savannah. So we're going to take out the Savannah next because it's the main damage threat. And we have a pretty decently high damage Commune, and we're just going to chunk through this. And our Raccoony, between the Commune shield and his own healing, is able to tank that up and kill off the Savannah next. And then 2v1, we will be able to just hit auto onto this Sylvia. Gonna hit another LD defense here. This time it is Sierra, Bastet, and Gianna. We're going to take in a Nana, Ainu, and a Douglas. So we have Will on the Douglas, which is nice since the Gianna goes for the bomb on it. But the basic idea here is that we have lots of revives. We're going to get an attack buff, nuke off into somebody, but not going to hit the Douglas from the Sierra, which is the main bomb damage target threat. And now we have the defense break into the damage from both the Douglas and the Ainu, which will be able to chain between our Nana revives in order to keep killing off these things kind of one by one. And once now that we've got the Sierra out of the way, I also think that the Douglas has a lot of solo potential here, since the Gianna and the Bastet are not going to be incredibly high attack. So able to do that pretty cleanly. And on to the next one. We're going to hit this Clara, Ion, and Vigor, taking in the same comp we did before with the Commune, Covenant, and Raccoony. This time we're going to take out the Vigor first, since that's the heal. This time I think actually we're able to save the Covenant for a little bit of time here. This is fine. Again, the main idea is to just win the 2v2 afterwards. We're going to kill the Clara first. We just like to leave the Ainu for last. It shouldn't really matter here, but there is a chance that you kill the Ainu, and then the Clara goes right afterwards and stuns your whole team. Then Ainu has more chance to proc back in the revive, and it's a bad time. So we just finished that off. We get a couple of nice procs. We proc the passive of the Ainu into the Commune, which doesn't matter. It basically does no damage. And then I think actually this Covenant is able to deal the last hit crit onto Wind, and there's our 5th win in a row. We needed someone to go quickly into this Tsarian Praha Tyrannus, so taking in my new favorite LD abuser comp. I'm sorry, Light Monkey, I still love you, but we're taking in the double Beast Rider Nana. Just incredibly safe into so many things because you have the 2 lives on both the damage units, and then you also have Nana bring them back on the Beast form. So basically they have to kill something 4 times, which is pretty ridiculous and safe. You don't have much sustain, but you have a lot of damage, a lot of defense breaks, the pushback, I'm running a tank Despair Nana in this because we have so much damage from the Beast Riders, as opposed to the earlier Nana that I ran was a damage Nana. But yeah, able to kill the Praha and then the Turnus through both forms before he actually gets the revive up, and wrap this one up nice and clean. Going into this next attack, we have a Carcano Gianna Savannah. We have our Poseidon Tiana cleave. The idea here is that even if we had Will, we have Tiana to cleanse off everything. I didn't actually think this would be a Swift Gianna, since you do have the Tiana potential, or like Hagen or things like that. But again, able to cleanse that off, cut in between, and do find it there. We're going to hit into another LD defense this time with the Sierra Orion Zaratu. We're going to bring in Draco Garo Kali, and the idea here is just to snipe the Zaratu off immediately, and then we're sitting behind a turn of immunity. It can get stripped by the Orion, but there's multiple units that can kill the Sierra here to make this pretty safe. I actually only skill 1 on the Kali because the Zaratu took so much damage from my Garo, and now we have this buff for the next turn. I probably could have also just skill 2'd and killed the Sierra here. That was actually probably more the play, but we're still able to finish off that Sierra with the skill 1 from the Garo. And now we have our nice 3v1 into the Orion, which we are able to finish off with the next attack from the Garo. So we have 6 monsters left to hit here, and we decided that since, we're already out of the tournament, we're going to have a little bit of fun and try and do some 2v3s. So we're fighting into a Carcano, Laura, and Karnal with a Molong and Wusa. The idea here is that the strip goes early from the Laura, and then I'm able to put up my 3-turn immunity. Now this Karnal doesn't really do too much. Kind of debating here if I have the health to skill 3 on the Molong. I probably could have actually just done it and gotten that Carcano out of the way. Him hitting damage through the shield is actually going to be pretty dangerous, and that he actually did a decent chunk of damage. He crit the first turn. So I'm kind of thinking about this here. I don't want this to be a 1-for-1 trade, but because of the big shield from the Wusa, we're still sitting at about 1/3 of our HP. Both these units are on Violent. I think this could have been a lot safer with a Vampire build, just to help the Molong sustain. Again, the problem you're going to have here is that you snipe something and then you lose the Molong, and then it's a 1v2 with the Wusa, which potentially could still work, but not really what we want. And the Violent procs that we got on the Molong weren't really that clutch or extremely useful, but we're able to live through killing that Carcano. We had a couple of nice sleeps. We're kind of in this good cooldown timing where the Laura is using her skill 3 on cooldown, and then we're able to shield right after it. We're able to skill 2 and finish off that Karnal, and then from here on out, we still have our Molong just hanging on with his like 1/3 of HP, and able to finish off this Laura once that skill 3 comes back around here. We're going to try another 2v3, this time against that same team we fought earlier with the Sierra Bastet Gianna. This time we're taking in Arena plus a Diana. This was a little risky, I'll admit. The Gianna actually doesn't strip turn 1, which means that the attack buff bomb from the Sierra doesn't go off and lets our Arena live a lot longer. But the basic idea here is I think that once we nuke down the Sierra, we should be able to sustain to the rest of this team through the Arena heals, the shields, and the shields from the Dyna as well. Taking some damage from that Sierra in the second round here, but at this point we're able to finish off the Sierra, and our Arena is still alive, able to sustain up just a little bit here, continually getting that shield from the Gianna since they're usually built high crit. And I think we were kind of already out of the woods here and in the win, but it's always nice to see the Diana procs coming in strong, able to actually go 3 cycles kind of in a row, the Bastet cut, but not really. And again, the whole idea here is that the majority of this team will hit the Arena here. Both the Sierra and the Bastet would be hitting her, giving a lot more turns to the Diana. And I think even if this the Arena died, there's still a good chance that you can get some good Diana damage out and potentially get a 1 versus 2 or something in the end. So I think I give this like a 60-70%, but we're able to make it work. and our second 2v3 nets us our 10th win in a row. And now, of course, those earlier matches wouldn't mean anything if we weren't able to squeeze in an 11th attack. So for our last hit here, we're going to go for a Fang plus Amelia into this Commune Orion Savannah, which is kind of a little bit of an old comp. I should have put immunity or will runes onto the Amelia. I just moved a set and I was a little bit rushing here at the end. And we get the bad RNG of basically the stun one on the Amelia and the defense break one on the Fang. So Savannah was able to push him back, but we recover a bit here. We don't quite lose all of our HP, and the 4 buffs on the Fang means that we don't get a strip into a defense break on him again. And now the first thing that we're going to try and do here is just remove this RNG unit of the Orion. I'm pretty tanky on both these units. I'm not that worried about Commune or Savannah damage without defense break, and as long as there's not a defense break coming first from the Orion, then I'm not going to get defense broken on the Amelia or the Fang due to the defense scaling of these units and the leader skill that I'm taking, and then also the defense buff from the Amelia passive. So just going to try and rush to take out this unit. You can see here that my Amelia is tanking this Savannah pretty fine. I go for another stun, but don't get her freeze, don't get it. Don't get the defense break, but get it the second time here. And you can see this time that the Savannah is not able to defense break either of my units, and we're able to finish off that Orion. At this point, I think it's pretty safe. Again, we're able to tank this Savannah out fine in the horse form, and this Commune just isn't doing enough damage to put any pressure on my Fang, and we're able to get both the cleanse from both units, the defense buff from the Amelia to help him tank, and the sustain from his self-recovery that he puts up. So we get cleanse that, get the defense buff, able to finish off the Commune, and then it's now just a 2v1 from starting with the 2v3 to get our 30 attacks or 30 monsters done and 11 attacks for another 11 win siege this season. All right, and here is the map at the end of the siege. We got 570 guild points and 379 crystals. We ended up kind of doing a little bit of a blue map here. But again, really fun to go into these 1v1s as, you know, fast-paced 30-minute timers, a lot of fun. And that is all for this one. Thanks again, everyone, for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.